Hello, everybody. My name is Jamila Blue. I'm an astrologer as well as a transformation coach here to elevate your essence with connecting to the divine through play. I am really excited to bring you just some updates now that we are in Virgo season that happened today, August 22nd at 10:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can expect for the energy of Virgo. I'm also going to discuss the first decan of Virgo, as well as some of the essential oils for the first decan of Virgo. So let's get on into it. So how do you recognize a Virgo? If you need an editor, if you need somebody that's going to meticulously go over in fine detail any of the things that you need to review, they are amazing editors and copywriters, and being that they are Mercury ruled, Virgo really is strong in communication and things around communication themes. So Virgo is an earth sign, so it makes them rather prudent and practical and I want to say grounded. However, the mutability that happens with Virgo can cause a little bit of ungroundedness. So often Virgos they have a tendency to worry and over criticize and just kind of like get lost with analysis paralysis. So Virgos really need to do things that help slow down and balance out their nervous system to be able to help them ground down and be able to get into the daily efforts of things. So let's see, what else do I have about Virgos? I just want to go over my list just to make sure I'm not missing anything that I want to be able to talk about. So some of the Virgo strengths are organization and efficiency and being very practical. Some of the challenges that they have are, as I'd mentioned, they're worrisome and critical, but also they can have a tendency to be a bit reserved, especially stepping into new situations, places, things. They have a tendency to come across a bit shy, and that's because their mind is just in overload, analyzing the situation ahead of them and before them. They're just really taking in their environment and analyzing all of the things, and it takes a little while for them to do that, and so therefore they can come across being very reserved. So Virgos love to be of service. It rules, the house ruler is the sixth house. The Virgos rule the sixth house of being of service. So being able to really help in the community and doing things that feel worthy and notable to them, being of service, just in very practical ways. They have a tendency to be workaholics, especially when they're being of service. They really love digging in and doing the work, especially when it comes around community work. When you think about like service workers, a lot of them might have strong Virgo placements, especially those who really love the work that they do. So there's that. If you're looking for something that just takes extra or just a lot of precision and just fine, detailed execution, Virgos are the people to go to. Virgo season goes from August 22nd through September 22nd. So when the seasons move from summer into fall, that is the last day of Virgo before it moves into Libra. So we've got the equinox is the point of when we shift out of Virgo season and into Libra season. All right. So also other things to be aware of, or just noteworthy things about Virgos is, they always want to look at the pros and cons before going through and making any decisions. They love making lists and just being able to look at those pros and cons. And they can just be very cautious in moving forward in how they want to do things. Let's see. So if you want to know where this affects you, everybody has a Virgo placement, a house that Virgo is represented by Virgo in their natal birth chart. So if you're interested in how you are affected or will be affected during this Virgo season, make sure that you reach out to me. I'd love to be able to do a reading with you. You can set up and schedule a meeting with me through my website, jamilablue.com. I've got a schedule there, and we can set an appointment and talk about how this Virgo season is going to affect you. Let's see. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. I think I mentioned that. So intellectual stimulation is really important to Virgos. And because they're a mutable sign, they're typically pretty adaptable and pretty easygoing. However, it can sometimes be difficult it can be difficult to take a stand, as they can be too accommodating sometimes. So that's just something to be mindful of. All right, let's see. What else do we have? So that is what I have on Virgos. So let's talk about the first decan of Virgo. So the first decan is ruled by the sun. So the sun, which is all of the things that we can see and bring light to, and the card in tarot, using traditional tarot. One of my favorite traditional decks is the Rider-Waite deck, and so I will use that deck to be able to just kind of look at just the symbology, as a lot of the other traditional decks pull the symbology from this deck. And so when we're looking at the first decan of Virgo, it goes from today, August 22nd, through September 1st. So between 0 and 9 degrees of the sun is the first decan of Virgo. Once it moves into that 10-degree placement, it'll be the second decan, and then once it moves at the 20-degree placement, it'll be the third decan. So each of the decans represent an extra emphasis, like a different emphasis in the energy of what's happening. And so it's a lower value than rulerships, but it does bring in some of the qualities of this season that I like to be able to talk about. And so the tarot, traditional tarot, will use the decan systems with the pip cards, the non-major arcana cards. And so looking at the tarot, and if you're interested in my decans, just on a side point, if you're interested in learning more about the decans, I do have a video on the decans that I will put the link to as well. All right, so I mentioned that the sun is the ruler of these first 9 degrees of the Virgo, first decan of Virgo. So that is represented in tarot. The sun card is the first 9 degrees. And so when we think about the sun and just bringing light to all that is, it just adds like this extra buoyancy and lightheartedness, and just, bringing that personification down to us. So it can be a lovely placement for that decan. And then the ruler, or the card, I shouldn't say ruler, the card in Tarot that represents Virgo, so the entire month of Virgo, we go to the Hermit in Tarot. So this is, when we look at both the Sun and the Hermit, it's rather interesting because the Hermit is about self-discovery and inner reflection, where the Sun is about the outer world and what we shed the light on and bringing attention to. And so these cards are kind of opposites, if you will, not technically, but, just the energetic qualities of them, bringing light to the things within us that we're just really wanting to dig into, get that inner depth of wisdom and knowledge around us. So it's just looking at my notes here just to make sure. Yeah, so like I said, the Sun is just that first 9 degrees, and then the Hermit represents Virgo all month long, as the Hermit is the Virgo card in Tarot. And the pip card is the 8 of discs. So the discs in Tarot are really our material world, the outer representation of doing the good work and the benefits of that work. And so this pip card, the 8 of Pentacles, is really honing in our crafts. It's really getting lost in the details of what we do, what we think of to strive towards perfection. It's really just doing the good work. And 36 in the book, 36 Secrets by T. Susan Chang, one of my favorite books of the Decans. What she says about this is it's honing our crafts step by step. With each detail, we have the opportunity to reach over the idea of what is ideal, getting lost in the trance of perfection and seeing only the work before him. So when you look at this card, he's just diligently doing the work. He's looking at the perfectionism of his work, the ideal of getting better and better in doing the work. And so when we think about the energy of this first decan of Virgo, it can be very work-oriented. It can be very much about all of these things that I just mentioned, and just honing in on our craft, and how do we get better at that? How do we show up in the world and be able to bring out our inner qualities and really look deep within us, to be able to strive for our highest good, to be our highest good, to be of service, to be more than what we are, the better, wiser version of ourselves. So that's what these 10 days represent, of the first decan of Virgo. So as you might know, plants and planets just make me really happy. I love using essential oils to bring in the qualities of the planets. And so with Virgo being Mercury ruled, some of the essential oils that you can use for Virgo season are dill, litsea, rosemary, and spearmint. So dill really helps us be more engaged and motivated, and it helps us integrate ourselves. Litsea is all about manifesting and being more inspired and aligned. Rosemary, great oil for mental clarity, and it just really helps us become more knowledgeable and teachable because of that extra focus that it gives us. And spearmint really just helps us be more clear and accurate in our communications and confident about speaking out and speaking up, in using our voice. And so if you have any issues around speaking and just opening up that 5th chakra, spearmint can be really, really helpful for that. So the oils that I really love for this first decan of Virgo are frankincense, and Litsea. So I really, really love these oils. Not only do they smell amazing, but they just really help us move forward in being the best of ourselves, being, living our highest purpose and our highest good. So frankincense really helps us to remember our gifts and the wisdom and the knowledge that we came in this world to do and to be. So it just really helps us tie into just that work and our purpose and living our heart's desire and being our most purposeful self. Where Litsea really helps us follow through with our inspiration. Now, I will say that if you are diffusing these, they're going to smell amazing together. Litsea. If you are diffusing these, let me just get my labels out right. So you can diffuse them. I would just put like 1 drop of frankincense, 2-3 drops of Litsea in a diffuser. They work out really, really well. Because Litsea is a citrus, you want to just be really careful about going into the sun with any citrus oil. So, and it can also be a little heated, like if you put it directly on your skin, on the bottoms of your feet is great. But if you're putting it on like any place else in your body, it might feel slightly warm. And so I do recommend breaking it down with fractionated coconut oil. So if you want to make a little roller blend for yourself with these two, it's going to help you really come together with your inspired action, living your purpose, living your heart's desire, and just tapping into your spiritual truth and the essence of you. So I highly recommend this blend, especially over the course of the next 10 days. So that is what I have to say about plants and planets. All right. Wanted to just double check my notes here. And yeah, so I also wanted to mention that here on YouTube, I am planning on doing more talk about just helping us be our best selves and how to break through any mental blockages that we have and being able to find more of our purpose and our heart's desire and to walk in alignment with that. And I'm going to be using my Facebook and my Instagram channels for more of like my astro weather, daily updates around my astrology. So if you want to know what my links are, please go to my website, jamilablue.com. I've got all of my social links right there. And you can like go through and just pull it. That way you'll make sure that you've got the right link. I will say that there are some imposters out there that have been making their way through. So just know that I will never push anybody and reach out of the blue to say, "Hey, darling, do you want a reading?" It's never going to be me. So if you want to make sure that you have the right link for me, those links are shown on my website, jamilablue.com. That will never happen. However, you can schedule an appointment through my scheduler, and I'd be happy to be able to meet with you, to be able to review your chart with you, to be able to talk about how Virgo season will be affecting you personally, and being able to use the astrology as your roadmap ahead. It's a great tool for that. And also we can talk about some essential oil blends that can be customized for you. I can make them up for you. I can guide you as to what oils would be appropriate to help you balance your energy out and a little bit more. So they're really great for that. All right. And I encourage you to like and subscribe this channel for more updates around how you can really be your best, how you can elevate your essence and be the best version of you. I will have updates on, not updates, that's not the right word. I will have some information, help topics, things that can help you move through any of your of the daily obstacles that come your way. And then, like I had mentioned before, on the social media, I'll put updates as far as just very, very quick, brief summaries on what the astro weather is for each day. All right, y'all, till next time, have a fantastic day, week, and Virgo season ahead. I will be posting here for Virgo Decan 2 and 3, so you can get some highlights about that. And I'd love to chat. If you ever want to be able to reach out to me, please do so. Contact me through my website. Take care, y'all.